Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel for trending videos. GQ magazine issues this sick order for readers to sabotage Thanksgiving dinner if family supports Trump. Thanksgiving is a holiday that represents unity. It was founded as a day of giving thanks for the bounty and for the people who make it possible. In the time of the Pilgrims, they were giving thanks for the Indians helping them learn to grow enough food so that they wouldn't starve. Those were the people who kept them alive, by being selfless and helping when they couldn't help themselves. Today, most of us owe everything we have and everything we are to our parents and other family members, so we gather with family to celebrate. But at least on liberal news outlet thinks that you shouldn't use this Thanksgiving as a time to celebrate, but they think you should use it as an opportunity to once again further the liberal agenda by any means necessary. Fox News reports that the beacon of liberalism that is GQ has published a piece encouraging a guerrilla warfare type Thanksgiving that is likely to make many an American household miserable today. According to them, anyone who supports the liberal agenda needs to basically make a complete pain out of themselves in order to harass their less enlightened family into doing what liberals want. A piece in GQ magazine calls on readers to make Thanksgiving Day hell for any relatives who support President Donald Trump. It's time to ruin your Trump-supporting family's Thanksgiving for America. Joe Berkowitz wrote. If you're headed home to a household that still thinks a sex-offending game show host in rapid cognitive decline was the best choice for a president, it is your civic duty to filibuster Thanksgiving, he argued. He offered several suggestions for how to ruin Thanksgiving dinner, including not showing up and being a jerk and going scorched earth. Berkowitz wrote that this isn't just about spite, but potentially chipping away at Trump's base. If your family is unmoved after a ruined Thanksgiving, though, that's fine too. After all, next year's Thanksgiving falls just after the 2018 midterms, and if your true believer parents still feel the way they do now, you might ruin their holiday in another way, he concluded. I suspect that if you have a kid willing to ruin your life like this because a magazine article told them to, and you don't kick their ungrateful rear end to the curb post haste, you are already living in a hell of your own making. It doesn't take Emily Post to know that you don't go to someone's home with the intention of making them uncomfortable unless you're truly the type of person who is the bane of society. With that being said, uncomfortable conversations are bound to be happening around the country tomorrow, as we all get together with the people we love, but don't always like. According to a new NPR/PBS NewsHour/Marist poll, 58% of people are dreading having to talk politics around the dinner table. Just 31% said they were eager to discuss the latest news with family and friends, while 11% are unsure. In case you wanted to get a peek into the enemy playbook, here's the GQ article in all its leftist glory. It's late November 2017, and you know what that means. Every man you've ever seen on TV for any reason has just been unmasked as a woman-hating sewer ghoul. Also, it's time to ruin your Trump-supporting family's Thanksgiving for America. Thanksgiving is a celebration of community and gratitude, where we reconvene in our nostalgia-drenched hometowns and perform time-honored traditions such as almost sleeping with your high school crush and going around the table to say what you're most thankful for and where you were on September 11th. Last year's Thanksgiving was a difficult time for most Americans, roughly 65.8 million of us. The election was still a fresh wound. Trump had begun assembling his Dr. Caligari cabinet of White House monsters, each one a direct fuck you to some beloved ideal. There was the EPA chief who doesn't believe in climate change, the labor secretary who opposed minimum wage increases, the flagrantly Islamophobic national security advisor who might just be a foreign agent, and at the helm of it all, a man who speaks almost exclusively in racist dog whistles and locker room talk. Thanksgiving was a cathartic vent for liberals with like-minded families, and a painful twist of the knife for those without. I was lucky, kind of. Both my family and my wife's family were Hillary supporters. But we spent Thanksgiving 2016 at my parents' house in Asheville, North Carolina, a city which, despite its Portlandia-esque sensibilities, was nestled in deep red territory. Walking around downtown, I saw more sentient MAGA hats in a few hours than I had in 3 long post-election weeks in New York. Right away, my dad informed me that some Trump supporter friends would be joining our Thanksgiving dinner. He assured me he'd politely asked them not to talk politics, and encouraged me to follow suit. I spent Thanksgiving dinner trying to guess which guests were the ones who voted for Trump, like the most embarrassing Agatha Christie mystery of all time. This armistice dinner went surprisingly smoothly, thanks to the politics ban and enough whiskey to ride out a prohibition crisis. It helped that these people were not my family. Whatever qualms I had with them outside of this holodeck simulation of a normal dinner would never come to a head, since we had no reason to be in regular contact. Also, Trump had not actually taken office yet. Last year, Trump supporters could still make a case for impending change. Perhaps Donald would go through a molting phase, shedding his most intolerant and unstable parts like clumps of dead lizard skin. Instead, if anything, his reptilian hide got doused in nuclear waste and he has since Godzilla'd all over America's Purple Mountain majesties. Anyone hoping for peace last Thanksgiving was rewarded with constant chaos, very fine Nazis marching in the streets, and a flame war with North Korea unfolding entirely over Twitter, which may or may not end in Armageddon. This year, if you're headed home to a household that still thinks a sex-offending game show host in rapid cognitive decline was the best choice for a president, it is your civic duty to filibuster Thanksgiving. Trump has spent the entire year performing one long, clumsy touchdown dance atop the wreckage of America's former norms and values. He turned the presidency into a haberdashery. He made nepotism a core hiring strategy. He attacked a civil rights leader during Martin Luther King Day. He politicized a Boy Scout jamboree. Any parents still riding the Trump train at this point have thereby signaled that nothing is sacred.